Well, the Chicago Bears are getting deeper and deeper into their coaching search, and reports are now coming out that former Cowboys coach Mike McCarthy will be interviewing with the Chicago Bears today. Now, Mike McCarthy will be the 11th person the Chicago Bears have officially interviewed.
With Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy eligible to talk to other teams after midnight Tuesday, there still haven't been any negotiations on a new deal with Dallas per sources. It's now looking like McCarthy will indeed become a coaching free agent, with Chicago and New Orleans both expected.
The Chicago Bears are on the edge of a decision that could rewrite their history or drag them deeper into misery. Mike McCarthy, an experienced coach known for his Super Bowl victory with the Green Bay Packers, is reportedly close to becoming the next head coach for the Bears. The news has sent shockwaves through the NFL world, sparking heated debates among fans and experts. Is McCarthy the savior who can restore the team to its former glory? Or is he another outdated name in the long list of uninspired hires? For a franchise filled with mismanagement, poor drafting, and inconsistent leadership, this is not just another coaching appointment. It's a gamble on their future.
To Mike McCarthy at training camp about 2 years ago, and he reminded me of the great Billie Jean King quote that pressure is a privilege, that he has always sort of carried that mantra with him to Green Bay, one of the most storied franchises in NFL history, to, of course, the Dallas Cowboys, where Jerry Jones dangles your job over your head like the sword of Damocles. Well, what you have here is a job that has that star on that helmet. It is the most valuable sports franchise in the world, but it can be a circus.
Shifting the narrative, could McCarthy bring the Bears back to glory? The Chicago Bears have suffered through decades of underachievement, failing to meet the expectations set by their rich history. A once dominant force in the NFC North, the Bears have recently become a forgotten team, overshadowed by rivals like the Packers and Lions. Hiring Mike McCarthy could finally reverse this story. McCarthy's proven track record with the Green Bay Packers, where he led the team to a Super Bowl victory, demonstrates his ability to deliver results under pressure. But this is not just about winning games, it's about restoring pride. Chicago fans have been craving a coach who can bring back the monsters of the Midway mentality, a toughness that defined their greatest teams. McCarthy's offensive expertise could modernize the Bears' outdated schemes and maximize the potential of their young talent. Yet, there's an unanswered question. Can McCarthy recapture his glory days? Or will his appointment be another missed opportunity?
Okay, let's talk Mike McCarthy. That's the topic of the Monday NFL news cycle. He is out in Dallas after 8 days of reviewing and having discussions with the Joneses in Dallas. McCarthy and the Cowboys part ways. He is free to speak with other teams immediately about their head coaching vacancies as outside of Dallas. The Chicago Bears, who we know are interested because they put in an interview request for him last week, which Dallas initially denied, as Jerry Jones and the Cowboys were potentially going to bring him back. Obviously, that is not going to happen now, so I would expect an interview to happen, honestly, within 72 hours.
Stability and chaos. Why McCarthy offers safe leadership. In unstable times, stability becomes a valuable asset. The Bears, damaged by bad decisions and unstable management, desperately need a steady hand at the wheel. McCarthy's experience with high-pressure environments, from managing Brett Favre's transition to Aaron Rodgers to leading the Cowboys under Jerry Jones's watchful eye, proves he can navigate difficult situations confidently. For Chicago, this leadership could be a game changer. The team has often seemed lost, lacking clear direction. McCarthy's presence could bring much-needed order to a disorganized team. His ability to implement structured systems and keep players focused might provide the discipline necessary for long-term success. Yet, this stability comes with risks. Critics argue that safe doesn't always mean successful. Is McCarthy the calming force the Bears need? Or is he simply a temporary solution for delaying deeper organizational changes? This uncertainty makes his potential hiring all the more fascinating.
George McCaskey is definitely not a good owner after some of the comments that he made, pretty much opening the door and being like, oh, you're going to lose some head coaching candidates because of this. Kevin Warren saying he trusts Ryan Poles, but then also kind of takes a shot saying that he might not be here after this year. And then Ryan Poles, I think, was the straightest arrow of them all. He said what he had to say, said what had to get done, and I'm here to break it all down today. But, George McCaskey's comments today saying that there are some various factors, which I'm going to go into today, just kind of makes it more obvious is if you want McCaskey's to sell the team, which I'm hitting the like button if I'm you.
Ownership under fire, a culture of mismanagement. No conversation about the Bears' struggles is complete without addressing ownership. The McCaskey family, long criticized for their traditional beliefs and lack of innovation, has become a target for fans' frustrations. During a recent 10-game losing streak, chants of "sell the team" echoed through Soldier Field, symbolizing the frustration within the fan base. Hiring McCarthy could be seen as an attempt by the McCaskeys to calm down their fan base. His name carries weight, and his hiring might signal a commitment to experienced leadership. But this decision also highlights the limitations of Bears ownership. Rather than addressing systemic issues, they frequently settle for surface-level solutions. The revolving door of coaches over the past decade reflects a lack of long-term vision. To truly turn the franchise around, the McCaskeys must prove they're willing to evolve. Is McCarthy's potential hiring a step forward, or another example of a quick fix? The answer will determine how supporters view the ownership's commitment to success.
This is a great, great honor, privilege to be the head coach of the Chicago Bears. I think the thing that excited me and my family was the storied franchise this stood for. To be standing there in the same role as George Halas is pretty remarkable, and one I take very seriously with great responsibility moving forward.
A familiar mistake? Parallels to John Fox. For many Bears fans, the name John Fox still stings. Fox, a veteran coach with a respectable resume, was brought in to stabilize the team in 2015. Instead, his time there was marked by uninspiring performances and a failure to adapt to the modern NFL. Critics fear that hiring McCarthy could lead to a similar outcome. McCarthy's critics point to his final years in Green Bay, where his offense grew stagnant and his relationship with Aaron Rodgers fell apart. They argue that his reputation as a safe choice might mask his inability to innovate. The Bears, they say, need a fresh start, not another failure. However, McCarthy's supporters believe he's learned from past mistakes. His time away from coaching allowed him to study analytics and modernize his approach. Whether he can apply these lessons in Chicago remains to be seen. Will McCarthy's hiring prove the critics wrong, or will history repeat itself?
Is Mike McCarthy to the Chicago Bears gaining steam? We're going to dive into that in the Bears coaching search as a whole. Coming up here on Chicago Bears Now, my name is Harrison Graham. Welcome in. I just want to hear from you because I've been getting a lot of DMs. Mike McCarthy sucks. He's this, he's that. Well, we do need a plan B if Ben Johnson doesn't work out. So who is that for you? If the Bears don't get Ben Johnson, who do you want? And yeah, it could be easy to say there is no plan B. Well, there better be. This is the Bears, and we don't know how this is going to play out. Let me know who that is. If it's not Ben, who is it?
The talent challenge. Building around a flawed roster. The Bears' problems extend beyond coaching. Poor draft decisions and questionable free agent signings have left the team with a team that struggles to compete. From Mitch Trubisky's selection over Patrick Mahomes to the failed development of key players, Chicago's talent evaluation has been underwhelming. This is where McCarthy's experience could prove valuable. He's worked with rosters of different standards, often elevating players beyond their imagined boundaries. His ability to maximize talent might help the Bears make the most of their present squad while preparing for the future. Still, even the best coach can't compensate for systemic failures in player development. The Bears management must improve its recruitment strategies to give McCarthy or any coach a fighting chance. Without addressing these deeper issues, even a coach of McCarthy's caliber might struggle to succeed.
Okay, so after listening to our afternoon show with Waddle and Sylvie, looking at the numbers on Mike McCarthy, tell me why he would be a bad hire or a good hire.
I think that he'd be a good hire because of the experience factor. The question I would have is, what about the leadership end of it? Because I wonder, with the Dallas Cowboys, there's always controversy, there's always leaks in that building. I just wonder, how much could McCarthy clean up this locker room? I know he's an offensive genius. We've seen this. I just wonder about the totality of the Chicago Bears and how he handles that.
The case for fresh ideas. Is a younger coach the answer? While McCarthy's experience is undeniable, some argue that the Bears would be better served by hiring a younger, more innovative coach. The NFL is evolving rapidly, with dynamic play callers like Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay redefining offensive football. A forward-thinking coach could bring fresh ideas and energize a fan base that's exhausted of traditional approaches. This argument gains traction when considering the Bears' long history of bringing forward moderate candidates. Bringing in a young, creative mind might signal a new era for the franchise, one focused on adaptability and innovation. Such a coach could better align with the modern NFL and the unique challenges it presents. However, innovation comes with risks. Young coaches often lack the experience needed to handle the pressures of leading a storied franchise. For a team like the Bears, balancing innovation with stability is crucial.
Caleb Williams, the quarterback, was on the St. Brown podcast and had this to say about what he's looking for with a head coach.
Strong-minded, a leader of men. I think that's a cool thing about what y'all got over there in Detroit. Selfishly, I want an offensive-minded guy. But if we get a overall like grand scheme coach and is good with time management, good with helping control the game, and then
Caleb Williams, the franchise hangs in the balance. At the heart of this discussion lies Caleb Williams, the potential franchise quarterback the Bears are banking on to lead them into the future. Developing a young quarterback is a difficult task requiring patience, support, and a clear vision. McCarthy, with his history of mentoring quarterbacks like Aaron Rodgers, could provide the guidance Williams needs. Williams' success will depend not only on his own talent, but also on the environment around him. A stable coaching staff, an effective offensive system, and a supportive organization are all critical factors. McCarthy's offensive background could help Williams thrive, but it's crucial that the Bears tailor their approach to his unique skill set. This dynamic makes McCarthy's potential hiring even more important. If he can create the right conditions for Williams' growth, the Bears' future could be bright. But if he fails, it could set the franchise back years, reinforcing the importance of this decision. McCarthy's experience versus the NFL's changing landscape. McCarthy's resume speaks for itself. A Super Bowl champion with years of success at the highest level. Yet, the NFL has changed dramatically since his early days. Teams are now prioritizing analytics, creativity, and adaptability. McCarthy's critics worry that his traditional coaching style might not align with these trends. However, McCarthy insists he's evolved. His time away from coaching allowed him to study fresh approaches, and he's pledged to embrace modern strategies. If he can integrate these elements into his coaching, he might bridge the gap between experience and innovation. Still, the Bears must consider whether McCarthy represents a bold step forward or a cautious return to familiar ground. The potential hiring of Mike McCarthy represents more than a new chapter for the Chicago Bears. It's an iconic moment. Will this veteran coach breathe life into a team desperate for direction, or will his time here become an afterthought in the franchise's struggles? With the future of rookie quarterback Caleb Williams hanging in the balance and a fan base starved for success, the Bears are at a crossroads. The Chicago Bears' future depends on whether they've chosen the right leader or simply repeated history. Whatever happens next, the story promises to be nothing short of dramatic, and the NFL world will be watching.